Hi, Danielle. How you doing? So sorry about this. Gosh, this thing's been sitting over there since the 11th. Hey, man, listen, feel free to drop me a line anytime. I mean, if I miss something, which I don't, as you know, I'm pretty active in the class. So, but if I miss something, please let me know. I would have liked to have gotten this back to you much sooner. So I apologize. Anyways, I've got your work up. Let's take a look. Page 1, you've got your PDF is the updated magazine cover, direct mailer, and DVD cover. So let's take a look at what we got. Collateral design. We got Daily Science as our magazine cover. I'm just going to back off on that a little bit so we can get a little bigger view, full-size view. Then we have the Egyptian Getaways mailer, excuse me, and then we have the book cover. Now, I want to show you something here. All right, this piece right here, Daily Science magazine cover, I think it's going to be good. Now, what I would recommend in this is this needs some punch. And the punch I think it needs is going to come from the image. What I would like you to do is showing this kind of electrical grid infrastructure type thing over the United States. I think what I would do here is I would go into Photoshop and I would take that kind of tan colors and I would show them in blue, which indicates electricity. I think that's going to give this thing the pop that we need. And all you need to do is just go in there, select, do a color selection and change that to blue. I think that's really going to give the pop that we need. That way, then you can take that blue and start using it in different areas in the typography and consider that for presentation. One of the things I'm noticing in all three of your pieces, specifically the first two, the mailer and the magazine cover, is hierarchy. I think you really need to pay attention to hierarchy. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, when we look at this, basically we have only a couple ways to establish hierarchy in this magazine cover. And the main thing is going to end up being scale. That's the size of the images. So I'm going to draw a rectangle around your masthead, which should be number 1 in hierarchy, right, in a magazine. That makes sense. All right? That's the basic size and shape of your masthead. Now, if we draw a box around your first headline, that's the basic shape of your headline. You can see the basic shape of your headline is bigger than that of your masthead, meaning this has greater emphasis on hierarchy, and I think that this is where your hierarchy needs. So based on scale, I would say this is number 1 in hierarchy. I would say that the feature head is number 2, and then the subheads are number 3 and 4, so to speak. Okay, so think about that. I think that if you're going to center this, I would show it centered, and then you have headline there, and you probably have room for another small subhead there just to even out the balance of the composition. Okay, good job though. This is looking pretty good. Okay, Egyptian Getaways, same thing, Danielle, same thing. Okay, Egyptian Getaways presumably should be the presumably should be the central point of hierarchy, right? However, as we can see, 25% off is almost as big as and taking up as much energy and space and weight as the headline, which should have main hierarchy, right? So again, I think this is too big. Scale. Your scale comparisons are not supporting hierarchy the way they should. Okay, so again, the answer here lies in scale. All right, let's go to Witch's Tail. This is good. I'm fine with this kind of gradient to white where you have your address. That's fine. I think that's pretty good. This right here, I think you're imbalanced to the top. You're top heavy here. Nothing in the bottom. So let's just kind of try to maybe increase the size of Egyptian Getaways and then just bring your type down just to kind of evenly distribute through the page as opposed to having the bulk of the weight at the upper end portion of the composition. Let's take a look at the book. I want to show you something over here, though. Okay, you see this back cover text? Well, let me show you something really quick, okay? I'm just going to open Illustrator really quick for this demonstration. Let me just go File, New, and default will be fine here. And I just want to show you something. Okay, so here's your plane. Okay, so this would be the back of your book, so to speak, in this particular case. Okay, so Looks like my illustrator's freaking out, so I'm not going to be able to do this. Oh, here we go. All right, so right now I'm going to draw a box because you have basically... Okay, come on, Illustrator. Come on. Come on, Illustrator. Oh. Boy. Okay, I'm going to put this on hold for 1 second. Sorry about that. Illustrator was not behaving the way I wanted it to. Okay, so let's say, hypothetically, this is the back of your book cover. Okay, I'm going to draw this rectangle right now to indicate where you have your type box. Oh, jeez. Okay, so there's where your type lies in the back of your book. Okay, see what I'm saying? See how it goes? With the exception of that. So basically it would be more like this. Okay, but the problem here is that, as we can see, your type goes all the way to the corners of the page. I think a more effective way of composing your type, and just looking at the frame, is to give yourself a good amount of white space. White space is going to take, so there would be your type. Okay, as opposed to that big, your type box could be like this, giving it ample breathing room, white space around the type, which is going to act as a sort of resting place for the viewer. So you won't have like this kind of wall-to-wall carpet feeling, as opposed to having this nice, inviting, open area to kind of draw the eye calmly and relaxing into the text. Okay, every time you push stuff to the corner of the composition, all the way like this, you're creating a little bit of stress to the viewer because the viewer's not seeing any resting places. You see what I'm saying? You can see how a typographic composition, if this were a page and the type were pushed like this, it's not a very, let's say that's all filled with type. It's not a very inviting page. Now, if we take this same type and we give a little bit of white space, sorry, I'm not real sure what is going on with Illustrator here, but I don't like it. Have you noticed Adobe is just, boy, it's weird. It's getting weird. It's just not what it used to be. So many different little commands and stuff. I liked back when Adobe was a closed system, before it was CC and everything you touch, a new window pops open telling you this and that. I really did. I liked it better. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Okay, so wouldn't that be more inviting than that whole big thing, that whole big type box? And that's what I'm trying to say right here, is just try to bring that in a little bit. Okay, this looks like a bold typeface. It really does. I'm not real sure, and I think the reason you're using it is because of the background, the busyness of the background. I don't think you need it. The bold type thing. That's drawing too much weight back there to the back of when I look at the front, I see this nice composition, good page mechanics, nice white space, good resting area. The viewer just really has no problem working through this composition. I do think this type here is kerned a little tightly. I would open the kerning on that scripted type. So you got this wonderful breathability. Here it looks like just everything is pushed to the corners. So there's no breathability there. Okay, hope that makes sense. All right, that's what I have for you. Hope that makes sense. I think it will. It's mostly typographic, but I think you're looking real good. Excellent job. If you have any questions or comments, you know I'm here. Thanks.